Yeah.
That's
what it boils down to. But I'm saying I'm saying this is not a call to arms. This is a call to halt the abuse.
Uh-huh.
And not a call to arms.
In a fully peaceful society,
yes,
that will work.
Yes.
If enough people listen to the show and take the advice and counsel of making sure that everybody who is one of the bad guys starts squirming and his starts getting limp, then you got him at a great disadvantage and there won't be any violence. He'll be too scared when the citizens show up to do anything other than comply with whatever they tell him to do.
No, they've terrorized us.
Don't have the violence. This is the basic plan is supposed to be.
They have terrorized us with lies. Forevermore and a day we're saying stop the lies, and now they're getting terrorized. Because, believe me, they're freaked out if they're fortifying cop stations. They're freaked out if they're building FEMA camps. They're freaked that we're going to say, we're going to terrorize you with lies, boy. And, you know, they laugh up their sleeve. Every time they start a war and all these people go out and kill each other, they're laughing up their sleeves. They're just laughing their little butts off. Well, guess what, buddy? You've had your fun. You've cried wolf too many times. You've cried wolf one too many. If it was just a kid crying wolf, that would be one thing, but you are the wolf. You are the terrorist. You are the ones, terrorizing somebody who works with rapists. Why not work with governments? And they've been doing this to us forevermore, and we're going to terrorize the daylights out of them with a simple, calm, peaceful truth.
Oh, God, I found God.
This is not just the time to stand for yourself. This is the time to start acting like Americans, like we used to. You need to defend your neighbor as well as yourself. If you see your neighbor being victimized and assaulted, then you stand up for them, just as you would hope they would stand up for you. That's what it is to really be American.
Can I tell you a story?
You don't have the world's bankers quitting if there ain't nothing going on.
I know that. Yes, I know.
I'm going to tell you a story.
You do not have the video that was played on this show earlier if there isn't something serious going on.
I know. That's why I'm worried about my Social Security check, honey.
Yeah, but the main thing...
They made their bed, and now they're getting to lay in it, and they don't like it very much, and they're running for cover.
I'm going to tell you a story about Katrina. If you'll give me about 30 seconds here. You've heard that they went to the high and dry parts of New Orleans and took guns from everybody. Well, some of the troops went there because there was a lady who was on shortwave for quite a while after Katrina, and she was a one-issue truther, and then she kind of disappeared, and I've worried about... I don't know what the story is about her disappearing. But the bottom line is these troops were stupid ones. Went into some not-so-nice neighborhoods in New Orleans to take the guns. Guess what? They started getting gunshots behind them.
Oh, yeah.
Pow.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you see, they went to the ritzy areas, and they got away with it there, but they did not get away with it because when the man comes along to take the guns, somebody across the street started shooting at him, and he didn't kill them. They didn't kill the troops, but they certainly got a message. So you have to have the same sort of I'm going to stand up for my neighbor across the street attitude, and that means feeding them too.
Yeah, I got it. I got you. I really do.
Yes, ma'am.
But I need to ask. I just need to ask that question.
Well, I think a lot of people need to ask it. A lot of people need to ask it.
I've never listened.
You. Thank
you for talking to me.
Yeah, because I tell you, what you might think was silly, you don't know how many other people may have not had the courage to call in like you did.
Right.
I
thank you, honey.
Now, if you knew how many people you talk to, it might scare the daylights out of you.
Grammy J is going to laugh at me.
Oh, we love Grammy J, too.
I have a feeling she's not going to laugh.
She's not? You watch.
Oh, no, she's not.
Not laugh.
She'll laugh with you.
We know Grammy J. She'll laugh
we know
you.
Grammy J real well. We love her.
Well, your voice sounds a lot like her. Where are you from?
Georgia.
Georgia, that's what I thought. Okay. I guess I'll let you guys off the phone, but gee, I really appreciate you talking to me for so long.
Thank
No
you.
problem. Thank you for calling in.
And I will listen, I will forward, I will email, and I'll do everything I can, as I have been trying to do, guys.
That's the main idea. And I'll mention something else to anybody and everybody. What this boils down to is we who are doing this need to know what you need to know so we can help you. Because none of us get paid. This is all a matter of the heart. Okay? And we need to know what you need to know. So contact Deatra. There's a chat room. Deatra can give you her email address. She's a gal who runs things.
Okay.
I have posted my email address in the chat room. You can email me at freedomrange@freedomizerradio.com or look me up on Skype under Serene Calm with 2 L's.
Serene?
Serene, SERENECALLM.
We need to know what you need to know. We'll do our best to tell you the truth. And I'll be flatly honest with you. If I don't know the truth, I'm the first one to lie and say, I don't know.
I'm sure you would, and your character just shows through right over the phone, both of you, or however many people I'm talking to.
We're a team. This is not just, I'm the mouth. Deatra's the brains. Deatra is the brains. Breaker's the brains. I'm the mouth.
I don't think I could ever be the mouth. No way.
Okay. Well, again, I want to thank you for calling in. And
thank you for listening, honey.
Oh,
thank
no
you.
problem.
Thank you, Greg, or Jim. Tell Jim hi if I didn't talk to him.
You were talking to Jim just now.
Okay.
I'm the mouth.
All right.
Hang in there, you guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Okay. Go ahead there, Jim.
Well, we are not necessarily our brother's keeper, but we are to be our brother's protector. You see, it's the nature of man to band together for mutual self-defense. And what it boils down to is extremely simple. A chicken is born with what it needs to survive. It has claws. It has a beak. It knows a bug. It amazes me. Baby chicks know what a grain of rice looks like, and they haven't been taught in school. They can survive. People, human beings, I know that's a monster, but people are the most helpless critters God ever created without their tools. If you don't believe me, divest yourself of everything you own, including your clothes, and see how long you survive out there. These people are trying to attack us, or trying to deprive us of everything which we need. They're trying to poison our air, food, water, and medicines. We are being attacked by evil. Now, a lot of times people say, well, it isn't logical. No, it isn't logical. But when you go past logic, you get into the world of spirit. There's ultimate good and ultimate bad. I knew a lady who was crippled, arthritic, wealthy. Her husband had been an MD. She came to a hospital every day to volunteer. She says, who needs me today? It made no sense to me. But she did that out of love in her heart. That's what it's all about. And there are people who will do evil, even though they risk themselves and everything else. Ultimate evil is doing harm one to another with no hopes of benefit, even risking your neck. But this is a battle between truth and lie, good and evil, right and wrong. It's not left and right or race or any of this. But just do the next right thing and understand, no, we're not necessarily our brother's keeper, but you got to figure out what you're going to do if somebody comes to your door hungry. And you got to understand that somebody who comes to your door, they might be a robber, they might be a beggar. You don't know. But what it boils down to is you have to ask yourself in your own heart, what am I going to do when this comes down, if somebody comes to my door hungry? And you're going to have to ask yourself very simply, under what conditions would I take another life? Now, these are serious issues, personal issues, which are going to come down. The whole push behind this is to minimize the innocent deaths.
Yes, definitely. We want to minimize any type of violence.
Yes.
Drake, do you want to add something in here? We're down to the last half hour.
Well, I just think it's interesting that the quality of the show came about enough for a lady who was very unsure of herself to call in and ask a simple question that she had no idea of. And I personally would suggest anybody out there who can hear the radio to do so. Now, I ran across a technical glitch and couldn't listen to the show online. I don't know if that's still going on or not, but
no, we've got it corrected.
Okay, well, I signed off the website because I couldn't listen to it on the computer anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got that corrected during the break.
Okay, the thing that people want to look at is what their grandfathers and fathers have taught them about being able to take care of things. 99% of not being able to fix something, don't matter what it is being afraid to do anything about it at all. Just like that lady sucked it up and made that phone call anyway. If you go ahead and take a look at what you got, you might find that you have talents that you didn't know you had.
And folks,
and the two things that this country's going to need, as Jim has elucidated to, is people who can fix stuff and people who can make stuff come up out of the ground.
Yep.
And I've got both talents, and I live in a way out in the woods, just like Jim does, and yet I see things all the time that are wasted because somebody didn't bother to take the time and trouble to fix it.
Drake, we have another caller trying to make his mic live now. He's going by the name of Rational. There we go. Rational, your mic is open.
Okay, thank you. Earlier, Terry was talking about the situation as far as what many people perceive as our government, which it is not, of course, is out of our control. I don't doubt that. And many things are or have been attempted to be taken out of our control down to the local level and all. The thing to keep in mind is that when they are out of our control, that means that they are in someone else's control. And I think with some thought on it, we come to the conclusion that this system of control has been put together quite diabolically in that, I think, everything of significance, whether it be media, politics, banking, even on the local level now through this Agenda 21,
yep.
there are probably people placed in strategic positions to control it at the top level of whatever level that is, local, state, federal, or international even. So I think it would behoove us to seek out where that control lies to do maximum effect against it. Here, as an example, and I'll shut up for a while thereafter, and that is, I learned in this area that I live in, without getting too specific, politically on the state level, there was a person in position who remained in position as a liaison between the state and federal government for a period that encompassed 7 political changes in administration. So I think this is how they operate. He only recently retired. He probably things are getting a little bit warm for him. But also, while I'm on here, I'd like to just ask one question. Is there anyone, I noticed earlier you were talking about documents and liens against homes, et cetera, and property. In order to have the clearest picture of where one's property is, as far as control of it, if we are only tenants on our own bought and paid for property, is there a list of documents which one need research and perhaps a most appropriate method to do that research?
Well, for those of you out there holding mortgages, your first clue would be if your property is securitized, meaning they bundled it up in one of those toxic derivatives. Go to whatliesInYourMortgage.com.
Wasn't it whatliesInYourDebt.com?
No,
Okay.
whatliesInYourMortgage.com. And you can get a free search which will tell you if Bloomberg has a record of your mortgage having been securitized.
MERS, MERS. Do you want to take off with that, Terry? Explain about MERS.
That
sir,
rabbit hole we don't have time to go down.
Okay.
But fraud, I'll say that.